Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is all about what I'm replanting after taking out my main crop of potatoes. I've had a really good crop on all of my potatoes this year, so I'm very happy with that. But I've had some seedlings in the polytunnel and they're ready to go out. So I've got some leek and some early sprouting purple broccoli. I'm also going to be putting some seeds in, so I'm going to be putting in radishes, some beetroot, some turnip. I think I'm right on the edge of putting some swede in, that they won't be as big, but they'll be sweet and nice for the winter. I've already planted out some beans, parsnips and some other leeks in another plot a few days ago, and they're beginning to look good. So without further ado, I'll show you how I've done it. I've dug over this patch that I sprayed about 3 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. I've dug it over, I put one barrel full of very well rotted compost in it, and I've laid out the water system ready to turn that on tomorrow, so I can give the ground a bit of a soak before I put my seedlings in. I've just got the soaker hose running for 10 minutes just to give the ground a bit of a soaking. I'm putting in my leeks and some parsnips in this area. When you're putting in the leeks, the reason to soak the ground first is when you're trying to put the leeks in and make the holes for them, the soil just keeps going in on itself if it's really dry, and obviously it'll give the roots a good chance to get bedded in if the soil's more wet. So that's that area all planted up. Leeks on the left. I've put a row of beetroot seeds through the middle and the parsnips on the outside. Around the edge of the little compost bin there, I have put green beans, so it'll give them something to climb up, and hopefully the compost heap will keep it fairly moist over there. I had a few spare parsnips, so I've put them in that tire there. Going to go and harvest some potatoes. So the way I've decided to get the potatoes in is sort them out into little ones and big ones straight into the nets, and then I can lay them out in the nets to cure. Looks like I'm getting them up just in time because I've got a bit of competition. It looks like the mice have started to decide they're very nice to eat. But yeah, really good crop of potatoes again, so get some of these sorted and in the shed to cure. This last lot I decided to put straight into the barrel. My back was aching a little bit from the other day, so I've put them in the barrel and I shall sort them out into the nets up at the barn. This last little trench, I've put in some of the potatoes that have either been eaten by the mice or have gone slightly green. I'm going to cover them over and just mulch that in, and we should get a very first early crop of potatoes from them. I've got my potatoes laid out in the barn in nets, breathable nets, just covered over loosely. It is mainly dark in here, but it has a little bit of light, so I've just covered them over with an extra layer. They'll cure in here for a couple of weeks until the skins dry a bit, then I shall sort them into the winter storage area. I'm using the trenches where I've taken out my main crop of potatoes to replant my next lot of seeds. There's no heavy digging involved. I just scraped out the ditches, put in a little bit of compost and put the soaker hose system in place so that it starts wetting the ground to give the seeds a good start. I have also been up and down with a watering can just to give it some extra water, as the ground is very dry at the moment. There wasn't any weeds to dig up as such because the mulch from the potatoes has done a really good job at keeping that at bay. That's all the seeds and the little plants in. I've literally just put them all in place and then backfilled all in one go. So I just sprinkled the seeds in, marked them all up as to what I've got in what areas, and then backfilled the seeds. I've set the water timer to come on for 10 minutes every day for the first week. I've got one gap left there that's not been backfilled. I thought I had some carrots, I don't, so I'm going to get a packet of carrots and put those in there. So we've got leek, purple sprouting broccoli, turnips, big white radishes, some swede and some beetroot. I've just put my carrots in. These seeds here are already coming up. They've only been in 6 days, and the turnips and swede are all coming up, so that's very promising. I've already given the grapes one prune this year, but I'm going to get in and give them another prune right back so that the energy goes to the grapes that are growing further down. The grapes are looking pretty good. I've given them a really good prune off. The black ones are quite nice, but they're quite small and they've all got a little pip in them. I might have to come out and try and pull some of those off because we end up with none normally because of the birds.